The Milwaukee Bucks are in a lot of trouble going into the playoffs this year, and you might ask why, considering they're the second seed in the entire Eastern Conference and have strung together wins and have had big wins over some good teams throughout the regular season. And I do want to give them their props. They have looked good at times, but I think they are in trouble going into the playoffs because their dynamic duo of Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard have not gelled hardly at all throughout this NBA season. And going into the season, when Damian Lillard was traded from the Portland Trailblazers to the Milwaukee Bucks in September, people thought that, yes, they might have an adjustment period to playing together, but this was going to be the best duo in the entire league, and that this team would easily cruise through the Eastern Conference playoffs and get to the finals, or at least the conference finals. But at this point in the season, I'm not so sure that will happen because this team has looked inconsistent on offense and inconsistent on defense as well. Let's go back to last night. Last night, they lost to the Pelicans and now are 5-5 in their last 10 games and have lost back-to-back. Giannis had 35 points and 14 rebounds, which is obviously amazing. He shot 68% from the field, but one thing that concerned me was that he only shot 5 for 11 from the free throw line, which is 45%, and you can't have that going into the playoffs. Also, Damian Lillard, while he had 20 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds, which is an all-right stat line, he just has not been consistent for this team throughout the entire season, and he's had big moments, and if you only watch highlights, you may think, oh, he's been great, but he is shooting below his career averages and has not looked efficient as Dame has looked throughout the rest of his career. And then you get to Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton has battled injuries the past 2 seasons and just hasn't been the same player that he once was when he was a second option offensively when the Bucks won the championship in 2021. And in this game, he was 3 for 12, which is 25%, and was 1 for 7 from 3, and ended with 7 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. And while the 8 rebounds and 6 assists are very good and above average, especially for a third option, Chris Middleton just has not got it going throughout this entire season offensively and has not been able to consistently find a groove and really figure out his role in this offense. And then you go to the defensive side of the basketball for the Milwaukee Bucks, and you get to the 14th ranked defense in terms of defensive rating. And last year, the Bucks were number 5 when they were the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. And now they've dropped all the way to 14. And I think that does have to do with them essentially swapping point guards in Damian Lillard now in comparison to Jrue Holiday in the past. Jrue Holiday was an elite defender, an elite guard defender, and complemented Giannis and Chris Middleton exceptionally. And now when you don't have that second stopper or the guy that can make big stops on the wing and can stop the other team's best guard, which they had in Jrue Holiday, that takes away a lot from this team. And I don't know if they'll be able to have the same defensive presence in the playoffs as they've had in years past, and that really concerns me. And I don't think that this team is going to be a legitimate contender in the Eastern Conference. I do think that Cleveland could beat them in the second round of the playoffs, even before they get to Boston, who I think Boston could beat them 4-1 or 4-2. Let me know what you think in the comments below. God bless you all. I hope you have an amazing day, and make sure to subscribe to the channel.